Latvia. I'm Philip John Nymark, the founder of the Icofa Foundation International, and I'd like to welcome you to the Icofa for the month of June. I guess that's the hump month. I always get a big kick out of the commercial, which they have been running, or did run a little bit in the past, where it shows the camel, do you know what day it is? Hump day. You get somebody to say, I don't know. It struck me as funny, and it still does. So, I guess this is the hump month for us. It certainly looks a little bit like it. The area this month that is in play is on the temporal everyday side. We find the configuration to be Obara. And this is a sign where you can meet your issues head on, as it were. And when you meet them, you want to be sure that you are getting the most out of it that you should. It's particularly a female sign in this sense, in that females are much more likely to settle for less. And this is a sign for don't settle for less. Go for the whole shot. Be assertive, not aggressive. Okay? Being aggressive is a fallback plan, but assertive is the right way. And then on the emotional, spiritual side, it's our old seamstress friend. Measure twice, cut once. In other words, analyze. Be very sure of what you're doing. Check your statistics or your facts, and once they're all in order, then you can go ahead and implement them. The Odoo configures to what Arumula wants, or Arula, but in Ifa sense, it's what Arumula wants, and that is refreshment. We haven't had this for a long, long time, which in one sense is very, very good. Right? In another sense, it's very, very difficult, but it means that our ikin is getting a little bit tired. We have utilized the ashe, the component parts of it so much that now some refreshment is in order. And in this configuration, you take a container and you put the omiero in there, and you add the 16 ingredients for Ifa. And we'll be happy, I think in the store there's, just a few dollars to send them to you right away. Or you can, find them in your local botanica, baby. But make sure they're Ifa herbs. And to those Ifa herbs, you add some liquor, you add some honey, and you add some palm oil. Those three things go in on top of it. I'm going to let the concoction or the omiero sit for a day or two. You need it to gather its own energy from the plants that we're putting in there. And at the end of the day or two, you add a little irosin powder, and you take your ikin, and you take 16 of them, and you dip them into your omiero, and you rub them while praying to Arumula to accept this refreshment, to accept this modality for re-upping your ikin to their peak performance. When you're done with them, put them back into the container, and you take the remaining ikin, no more than 16. If you're in my position, for example, you have heavens knows how many hands, from my dear friend, the late Aflavia Pagan's hands, to you know, at least 6 or 7 others. You take them just in order, 16 ikin at a time. Same prayer. When you're done, put them back in the container. When they're all finished, you light 2 white tea candles, place them on either side of your rumula, place the container back into its original condition, and once again pray. This time you pray, though, not just for the ikin, but you pray for you and your family. You pray for all good things to manifest, for you to be able to make the right decisions, for you to be able to carry on successfully your work, for your loved ones, and the whole thing. And at the end of that time, you light the 2 white candles, and you present them to a rumula, and you let them burn all the way down. At the end of this time, it should be really strong for you. It's kind of an admonition here. It's an admonition that if we're going to reach once again for our strength and be assertive, it's going to take an extra push. This month, whatever happens, I mean, these are going to be different things to different people. But any and all events must be met with an assertiveness on your everyday side, and on being sure your thinking is correct, emotionally, spiritually. And that will take the refreshing of a rumula. Until next month, love and blessings.